All right, so we're going to make a folded paper fish version of Charlene so that we can remember that we need to obey God. And this is what it's going to end up looking like. So just kind of a cool little bendable big fish with a great big mouth. Okay, so supplies for this are going to be pretty simple. You're going to need some paper. Now, my house, for some reason, I don't seem to have any colored paper that I can find. So I'm going to use white paper. If you have colored paper at your house, you could use colored paper. I'm going to use white, and then I'm going to color the parts that I want to be colored. You're also going to need some markers. You're going to need at least one marker to draw the eye, and then I want to have a red tongue, so I'm going to have a red marker, and then I want to make my fins blue so that I don't just have an all white fish, though that might be kind of pretty, but I'm going to make one part blue, so that's what I've got. You're also going to need your scissors, and you're going to need some glue. Again, I can't seem to find glue at my house, so I'm going to use Scotch tape, but glue would probably work easier. I don't have any, so that's what I'm going to use. So we're going to start out with needing a square of paper. Now, some people get their ruler out and get all stressed out. You don't really need to do that. All you need to do is take one piece of paper in one direction and another piece of paper in another direction and line them up like this. As long as they're the same size paper, once you line them up, you'll have some extras coming over the side. If you just fold that extra over like this, then when you take the other piece of paper away and cut along that folded line, you're going to end up with a piece of square paper. So that's just my easy peasy way of getting a square piece of paper. That way I don't have to bother with a ruler or anything like that. It just goes really, really easily. Now, for me, I'm going to keep this extra piece of paper because I'm going to use that for my mouth and my fin and stuff like that. But if you've got other pieces of paper, you can choose not to do that. I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to start with my square piece of paper. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is make it into a triangle. So I'm going to fold one part over to the other side and make it into a triangle. Just like that. Okay? Now we're going to open the triangle back up again, and you'll see again there is a folded line in the middle. So now you're going to take the two edges and you're going to fold them in like this to that folded line. Okay? Oh, goodness. Gizmo's realized that you guys are watching on the video. He's like, I should come get in the shot. Okay, we're going to do it on the other side. A little hard to do from behind. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so then you've kind of got your paper with a couple folded lines going on. So now that you've got all that done, I'll just show you. This is what's going to end up making the body of your fish. But we want our fish to be bendable. So we're going to cut some slits up here. So let's open it up back to the triangle again. Okay, so now that you've got your triangle made, we want to think about the head and the tail. Now the parts that twist together like this, okay? That's our mouth, our head. This is our tail, okay? So the first thing I like to do, so I remember what the head size is, draw my eyes. So I'm going to make mine look a lot like a shark. So I'm going to draw big, dull, black eyes, just like that, because that's kind of what a shark eye looks like. Now you can make pretty eyes, but this is what I'm going to do. And I will then have my cool looking shark. So then you can pop it back together kind of the way it's going to be and just see how your head looks. Beautiful. Okay, now pop it back into your triangle again, and you'll notice that you've got that fold line. See right here? Okay, so we're going to start by taking our scissors and we're going to cut. We don't want to cut off the head. That wouldn't look too good. But we want to start cutting to that little folded line. Just little slits like that. You can make them as big or as small as you want. The thinner they are, the easier that your fish is going to move. Well, that was a little big. So you're just going to that little fold line that we made all the way down to the tail. Okay, so then when you put the body back together again, it's going to move. See? Okay, so now we're going to need to tape the body together. Or glue actually works a whole lot better, but I don't have any glue. So you're going to take the one flap and cover it with glue, and then put the other flap on top. Because I don't have any, I'm going to use little circles of tape. I probably only need 2 of them, and I'm just going to put mine on one side like this. It is easier to glue, but what can you do? So for mine, I'm going to use tape. You can use glue or tape. And I'm going to put the body together. Okay, so there it is. There's the body. Now, at this point in time, you could be done, but I want to make some fins for mine as well. I'm just going to use this extra little piece of paper. So the first thing I want to do is to make a mouth. So I'm just going to measure a little bit here, just see how big the mouth needs to be. So I just want my piece of paper just to fit inside like this. And then I'm going to make mine into like a half circle. You could make yours into a triangle if you wanted to, but that's what I'm going to make mine look like. And then I'm going to, whoops, that's blue. I'm going to color mine red for a tongue. Just like that. Okay, so then what I'll just need to do is put that inside. So whether you have glue to glue it in, or you're going to use a piece of tape like me, just going to get your little mouth ready and put it inside just like that. So there's the mouth. Now I also want to have some fins. So I'm going to take the rest of the paper here and I'm just going to cut like a curvy line like that. And then one going the opposite way. Okay, that is going to be my tail. Then for this side, I'm just going to fold it in half because I'm feeling kind of lazy. And this way I'll get 2 of them. And I'm going to do 1 and 2. And then just cut it in half. So now I've got little scraps of paper everywhere. That's okay. So now I can take whatever color I want to be using and just add a little bit of color to my fins and to my tail. I'm just going to put on some blue lines like this for my fins. And same thing for my tail. Okay, so now I'm never going to be able to find all these lids for my markers. Now it's time to put our fins and our tail on. So for the tail, again, this would be a little bit easier with glue, but I don't have glue. So I'm just going to put some tape on and tape it to the tail. And same thing with the fins. Put a little bit of tape on them like this. And tape them to the bottom, to the bottom of my fish. Just like that. And there you have it. You have your own Charlene to help you remember that God gives second chances and God wants us to obey.